Tell me when.
Go.
All right, listen up, 2025. So 2010 is speaking. All right, so we're gonna skip this. All right, so last time I had some complaints, justification level extreme, about me maybe needing to operate within time constraints. Half an hour, a little bit too far. So I decided I would obey those time constraints, but not other ones. This is a rebuttal to Benita's presentation, which you're all familiar with. You were all there for that? What was the date on that again?
I think it was June 12th, 2026.
Yeah. 7th actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. This is a rebuttal to Benita's presentation from next year. So yeah. Don't even try to time travel. No. Time travel. Is there a laser button on this? Yes. Time travel. Let's go. Fun. Profit. Total epistemic collapse. Not really. It's fine. It's fine. All right. All right, this is our agenda. I'm going to move through this at a reasonable pace this time, and there's not that much. Time travel, what is it? Naive theory, cinnamon toast crunch, Minkowski spaces for Smartypants, and a conclusive demonstration vis-a-vis time travel. All right, so let's just start off with time travel. This is a little fun factoid. In 2009, Stephen Hawking threw a party for time travelers. He sent out the invitation the next day. As it says, he's hoping someday, well, he was hoping, time travel is complicated with tense. There was a hope that someday the invitation survives, somebody comes back. Nobody showed up. So this kind of complicates his theory. The deadline on being born to attend his funeral is 2038. That's real. All right. And yeah, the problem is like the good refreshments don't get invented for a couple centuries. So we're gonna move to time travel. What is it? All right, so first slide here. What is time travel? Well, we're gonna use reasonable definitions for this. Travel, moving, a transition from one state to another state. We travel generally spatially, but travel is used as a metaphor normally too. So we're traveling in time. What's time? That's really complicated, actually. Because, what is time? Really, what is time? Does anyone have a thought on what time is? What is, to pick a song, what is 1985? The best I can come up with is a particular configuration of all the states of everything that is causally linked. But that's, a lot. So we're just gonna move on. Okay, let's go with the naive theory of time travel. And when I say naive, I don't mean in an insulting way. I just mean in a non-academic sense. I mean in a pop cultural sense. Okay. It's a good movie. Also very fun. Especially with the sequels. 2 is my favorite. All right. So, Nita had this big discussion on popular culture, as you all remember. Will remember. We'll be there. Basically going through all the movies. Honestly, I pretty much agree. Terminator, great, but gets weird after the first and has the predestination paradox. Primer is cool, but kind of unwatchable. I know you have a higher opinion of it than I do. Which was the other one I was looking at? Oh yeah. Peggy Sue Got Married. I didn't know that was a time travel movie. I saw the cover when I was a kid in Video King. I was like, okay, somebody got married. Nice, sure. Not a movie for me. Turns out, good choice. Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court here. One of the original time travel stories. Also one of the original isekai. If you know what that means, if you don't know what that means when I say a Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court is one of the original isekai, consider yourself blessed. Your mind has not yet had just bad seeds planted in it. Okay? The thing that all these have in common is that they think of time as space. Humans, I'm sorry to be blind this. Humans are hugely oriented around spatial thinking. Like I said, we come to do two things: endurance running, spatial reasoning. This isn't a marathon. If you give most great apes a baseball, they will not throw a strike. And not just because, like, they don't know baseball. But, like, throwing at a target is a thing humans specifically are better at than average. We have very good spatial reasoning. We devote a lot of brain power to it. We hack it all the time to do other things. The memory palace, a common mnemonic technique, is basically just like, oh, what if I use my space abilities to process time? Whoa! Actually, real quick detour. If you're not familiar, it's a mnemonic technique wherein you think of a place that you know really well. You assign different memories that you want to remember as like specific places and associate them in that house. So you'd be like, oh, I'm going into my mind palace. I'm opening my kitchen drawer. That's where the keys are. The kitchen drawer. This was really convenient for me in retrospect. But also the memory could be like, oh, my 28th birthday. So the thing with that is, like, I don't know that that's an accurate metaphor for time. I don't know that time maps to that. I think you can make a pretty good argument that time doesn't map to that. Because, like, if time is just a state, or a description of a state, then, like, to go to 1985, you'd have to just reset every other part of the universe to that state. Like, you couldn't move there, because there's no there. So, I don't know about the naive theory on this one. It's kind of rough. But modern physics has closed time-like curves. Example of a closed time-like curve in popular culture is the definitely understandable movie Tenet that I have definitely seen. It's one of Christopher Nolan's more published works as a movie, but yeah. I don't know what the scene actually is, sorry, but it sounded good when I was looking at the quotes. That's the laser button. Okay, so closed time-like curves. What are they? In mathematical physics, a closed time-like curve is a world line in a Lorentzian manifold of a material particle in space-time that is closed, returning to its starting point. Okay? So, I'm not going to get into that. We've established that the last one took way too long explaining what all of these mean. It's a lot. The super short version is, your experience of space-time, as for you, if you're a random particle, hypothetically, basically always involving a black hole, could get back to where it started. You could make a little loop, which is the serial a closed time-like curve actually resembles, despite its initials. That's the little laser. That does, well, I'm going through this really fast. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Opposite of sorry. You're welcome. That does, however, map back around. Because if everyone's present, if you're local present, your light cone is the fancy term, is everything that will affect you and can reach you and can be taken into account causally in ordering events. For you, we could be like, okay, this is yours, this is this person's, this is this person's, this is this person's, and we can kind of stitch those individual presents into a global hyperplane. Global's a weird choice for this because it's obviously like universal, but global was the word they used in the discussion, so it's what I'm gonna stick with. That's the, I'm sorry to the Dutch. That's the, I believe, Rietvik-Putnam argument. It leads to the Andromeda paradox, which is basically, if we take this seriously, the problem is like, because what particle, like what you're interacting with matters, if I'm walking towards the Andromeda Galaxy and you're walking away from the Andromeda Galaxy, and we're like in sight of each other, the particles that are reaching us from the Andromeda Galaxy, a long, long time ago in a galaxy pretty close, galactically speaking, or intergalactically speaking, are different, like radically different, and have different times. So for me, in this room, if I'm going like this, hypothetically, the argument goes like, aliens in the Andromeda Galaxy deciding to invade Earth are in my present. They're not in your present. We're in the same room. Which has weird things for causality and determinism. But again, I don't really want to get into the weeds there. Just stuff gets really weird really fast. But the thing is, the weirdness isn't our problem. Like, this is a sick quote. I have not read the book. I should read the book. But as it says, that no inherent meaning could be assigned to the simultaneity of distant events is the single most important lesson to be learned from relativity. Also, like, to go back. Yeah. Special relativity? You'd think that would be the hard one. I was like doing a little bit of research for that. No, general relativity is the hard one. Special relativity is special in the sense that it doesn't have to care about like how gravity works. So you'd just be like, oh yeah, there's a particle meandering on its own. It's fine, we can figure that out. It's like, what about every particle? You're like, oh. And then you find out like time is part of space and gravity curves space-time and all this stuff. But there, you need to have this whole thing. But the thing is, there isn't a non-local present. All of our timelines, at the end of the day, well, okay, end of the day is not a good phrase here, because, they're all distinct. It's fine. If I go into your past, and you perceive that as happening earlier, and I perceive that as happening later, those are two separate lines. It's fine. We don't need to worry about it. Like, our lanes, time-wise, are separate. So how can there be a paradox? I got nothing. This is just like, while I was doing this, this is like, when I was talking about light cones, the idea is that you are here, and everything that could possibly have reached you and thus been part of your local causality, everything that could possibly, these expand because like, we can't predict the future. So like if you go this way, that's part of your light cone. If you go this way, at least have to take that into account. It's really cool. These say things, but I'm not wearing my actual glasses, so I can't read them. And that sign can't stop me. Okay. So I've kind of blazed through this, but we're going to get to the very conclusive demonstration of time travel stuff. But, what is that even? Okay. Ominous, but probably fine. Don't read that. We have. I want to do the questions before the demonstration of time travel stuff, just because it'll get wonky. So I have room for 4. Thank you, future me. 4 questions tops. Okay. Yeah. So let's go with who's got questions.
Amazing.
Brandon.
So in school we learned about how environmental injustice issues were thwarted, or an argument against changing things is that if a company stops polluting or doing a certain action, then as a result the people who are going to be alive are going to be different people because different things are going to happen.
Okay.
I feel like that is similar to your whole paradox thing and how nothing matters, and can you maybe try and tie that into...
Okay. So, I don't know why everything I do comes up with the nature of evil, or people saying I take too long, or calling me mad. I'm not saying you can't do bad things with time travel. I should take into account externalities, but to a certain extent, from my present, anything I do in your past has already happened to you. It hasn't happened to me yet, but if I do a different thing, it's probably fine.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I'm curious. The pictures of Bonita.
They were taken at the time.
Yeah, from 2 years in the future. Is that
1
correct?
year.
1 year.
It was June 7th, 2026.
Okay,
I can go back to the.
So, are we to believe that Bonita gets no new body modifications?
Oh, 1 second. Let me get back to. I don't like why that's doing. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, well, I mean, as you can see here, this is pretty dim. There's not a lot of room on the visible areas, and I know she was wearing like the concealer, like stuff, makeup. So it's fine. It's fine. Any other questions? Anita?
So what if now, after seeing your presentation, I decide not to give my presentation in a year?
What? I mean, that's. Give me a second. I'll just demonstrate, like. What? What? No.
It did.
No.
We need
End of presentation.